Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Another edition here, the Brilliantly Dumb Show. The Brilliantly Dumb Show is not complete without Mikey V coming in hot, Joey D coming with a cup of tea, and we are back up and running. Fellas, how are you today?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. What a great day it's been, and what an exciting day and an interesting day. Joe,
Joey
that
D,
is
how are
what you
you?
got, some chamomile there, Joe?
This is the Egyptian organic chamomile.
Joey D, why don't you
I don't know what the Egyptians do better for the chamomile than everyone else, but it's sensational.
Is it
Joey D.
chamomile or chamomile? Or does anyone give a shit?
I say things so wrong, Mikey, that I could tell you either, and I'd be wrong.
I'd believe you though, because I would just dismiss it as that's the way Canadian people say it, so that's fine.
I always got that under my belt.
Joey
Sure.
D, why don't you take the floor and tell the people your thoughts? I know you got a lot to say. I know you got a lot to get off your chest in regards to the P. Diddy situation. I know this is something that really, really affected you, Joseph.
Well, as an avid follower of the hip hop scene for years, someone who prides myself, within that community. I was a big fan of Sean John growing up. I had some of those velour tracksuits. It's very disturbing. It's very, very disturbing. And I just don't understand. Maybe you guys can enlighten me how some of these guys, man, like the Kanye Wests of the world, these guys, they got the world by the absolute cojones. They got everything and more that they could ever want. And these guys, they just fly too close to the sun, man. I don't understand it. I never will, maybe.
That's what it is. These guys got too much. These top tier A-list celebrities. I'm not talking about every celebrity, so don't loop me in or group me in with that. But a lot of these people that you find out are like the sickest sickos are the ones that are like at the highest level of celebrity with the most money. And my theory has always been that I just think that they get bored and they can have whatever they want and they get whatever they want whenever they want it. And they hit a point where it's like they start deviating away from the norms. They start going for taboo shit. And this is unfortunately some things that could happen, I guess. Now, the stuff that happened in this report with P. Diddy is nuts, bro. Implicating Cuba Gooding Jr., underage girls, sex, sexually assaulting another man in his house. Yeah, grabbing the guy's junk and making the guy watch videos of guys banging each other and drugging his girlfriends and then making him
okay.
Dude, I'm just saying this is all in a 73-page report.
Far from that, Joseph. Far from that at this point. And by the way, I'm gonna even go a step further. And Mikey, I had said it to you prior. That Nickelodeon documentary that I had just watched.
The Quiet on Set.
That will absolutely, it'll ruin your childhood. I mean, that was one of the hardest
childhood.
There's this guy, Dan Snyder. I believe his name is Dan Snyder, and he was basically like the #1 at Nickelodeon. He wrote all the jokes for like the Amanda Bynes show and
I love that show.
Some of those Nickelodeon shows, the most popular ones, he was like the joke writer and all this. It was him to a large degree, but then there was another guy who was really like sexually assaulting like kids. Like the one kid who was the star show. The one kid who was, I don't even know his name. He had his own show though. He's a big name. And he like, this guy would groom him, basically groomed him and like went to his house, sexually assaulted this kid. This other guy, the Dan Snyder I was talking about, would get like massages as like, from kids, like it's just weird shit, bro. Weird shit. I'm telling you.
What's wrong with people, man?
But then
I don't got my shit together, but I mean, some people are just really fucked up, pardon the French.
Yeah, when it involves kids, that's like you guys will see one day when you have your own, if and when you have your own, which I'm sure you will. Like that's where it's like I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, if that ever happened to my kid, like, I don't know how I couldn't kill that person. I just don't know how I just don't know, like, knowing my personality, I just don't know how I would be able to control myself in that situation. I don't know.
If you look at like Amanda Bynes, who had to deal with
Yes.
this. And you look at them.
By the way,
where she went
she's
from that-
psychotic now. Have you seen her?
Well, yeah.
Well, she went through a
Yeah.
lot of. She got fucking. She was
Yeah.
fucked up. She was in that fucking environment. Toxic
She went through it?
environment.
Now, by the way, I'm not.
Yes, dude.
I don't.
She was
wanna-
assaulted?
I don't know if she was, but like she was subject to all that grooming stuff and all of that, like from this guy, Dan Snyder. And like there was exchanges for like, oh, you know, you want to work here, you know, they got a
Isn't
massage.
Dan
But
Snyder
I'm
the
telling
owner
you,
of the
weird.
Commanders?
Maybe
That as
not-
well, Joseph.
Yeah, no,
that
yeah,
as well. That is a
it's
different.
this other guy, Snyder. It's another guy, Snyder.
If
It
your
might
name's
not be
Snyder,
Dan.
you got problems.
Yeah, I got to see who the guy is because maybe I.
By
have
the
name
way,
so
I don't.
bad,
I
but
don't
know.
want to start the show on this tough of a note, but
No,
I
Dan
mean,
Schneider. Dan, not
Dan
Snyder.
Schneider.
That's
Dan
the owner of the
Schneider.
Commanders.
No, this is Schneider, not Snyder. Schneider, Dan Schneider. So that's.
I
the
don't
one.
want to start the show on this note, but I will say it fucked me up pretty bad. I mean, it's one of those.
Where
things-
was the Netflix episode? Was it Netflix?
It's on Max.
It's on Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
HBO Max?
It
Yes,
fucked me up
yes.
because I mean, all these kids, all these shows you were watching. I mean, it just.
How many kids was it?
Well, who knows? I mean, who knows the total of it? But it was. You talk about a tough. It fucked.
Hopefully
me
it
up.
didn't happen to any of the Rugrats. I watched that a lot.
Christ, Joe.
I
You're
mean, that
one
was a
of the
cartoon,
sick-
Joe.
You're really.
But
one of the
they're
sick-
still voice actors for the Rugrats.
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know
what a
if that really. I don't know if
what
I
a
don't really know if the
ridiculous-
Rugrats.
That was the
I
one
don't know. I
Nickelodeon
don't
show.
know. You know, I don't
I
know.
used to always watch Chucky and Tom.
Yeah,
What a
I don't know.
ridiculous-
Angelica. Angelica.
Just
don't
an
know.
absolutely ridiculous
I don't know
comment
if Tommy.
to make.
Tommy
Well, no,
Pickles-
there's voice
Tommy Pickles
actors
had to
too,
go
Bob.
through counseling. I don't know. You know, but
Well, I mean, the voice actors for them.
Now, you know what I will say that is a little tough. And look, you know what? With what this kid went through, fuck, let him do whatever the fuck he wants by any means. Drake Bell, right when this all happened, I think he then released a new song or whatever. Hey, you know what? Maybe he should just capitalize on a lot of the publicity right now going on. He released a song right after this documentary had come out. And you know
Hey,
what?
listen.
All the power to him. Holy shit.
I mean, I think you see some of these child stars, like you see being a kid in Hollywood, man, you see some of these kids, like the guy who played the goalie from Mighty Ducks, like
Oh,
he was
yeah.
on, he was
Yeah.
on heroin.
What about Macaulay Culkin?
Macaulay Culkin
Macaulay
was the next
Culkin.
guy I was going to mention. That was the next guy I was going to mention.
Well,
You
also
That
see-
kid was a
too.
star. That kid was a star.
before
I'm
you
saying.
even have like being a child actor itself already kind of fucks you up to where you're not living normal life. Then you put that on top of it. Forget about it.
Was everything
what I'm
okay with
saying.
Hannah Montana?
Hannah Montana, I think, is in the clear, Joseph.
Well, you wouldn't know it by watching her throughout her time.
You know
Who
what?
is that? Is that Miley?
Miley
That's
Cyrus.
Miley. Yeah.
She went- yeah,
riding
she
the
went-
chain ball.
She went off the reservation, and I like that one song she had too. I actually genuinely like
Wrecking
it.
Ball,
No, the other one, the
Party in the USA,
Party in the USA
yeah,
is
that was a
great
good
one.
song. It's a
The
good
Climb.
song.
Yeah,
No, Party in the USA.
but
You got a
but
few
I
bangers.
was always a
She's-
fan of that.
she's come back to life.
Has she? Okay, good.
She's still a little
I
bit.
saw
the
her on
spectrum,
College
Bob.
Game Day. She looked like a Looney Tune on College Game Day.
Did
She
you?
looked like a fucking Looney Tune.
Did you? Yeah.
I feel like some of these people in Hollywood, they got to be a little edgy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think, again, I just come back to, you look at these people, some of they just have everything and they could just get whatever they want whenever they want it. And that's never good. I just don't think that very rarely works out for people in the long run, because if you're not really like a grounded person and you were brought up that way and then you continue to get treated that way, I just like, it's like the ancient emperors, like these Roman emperors. They were the most insane fucking people. They were doing God knows what, like fucking Caligula and fucking Nero and all these guys. I mean, they were doing some of the most fucked up shit of all time. Like, it's never good when you consider yourself to be an untouchable, person of that much power. I just think it's dangerous.
I'll be honest with you, and the last that I'll say about it, I wish I didn't see it in the sense of it really did. It was such a hard watch, but once you start watching, you
What
can't
made
stop.
you watch that?
I had nothing going.
Yeah, but you know
You
what?
don't
I mean,
watch
that's the kind of documentary.
documentaries
That's
very
good,
often,
though. That's a
no?
good thing.
No, I
That's a good thing to
do.
watch.
I do. It's the movies I don't watch. Documentaries I can get very into.
I
I
like
used to always watch
Love
the
him.
what's the guy who did the bowling for Columbine one?
That's Michael
That's
Moore.
a freaky. That's a freaky.
I liked his stuff.
Was
I
it
liked
Michael
all
Moore?
his
Yeah, right?
Michael Moore.
Moore.
Michael Moore.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had what is this? What was the one he did? Was the one about America
Well,
getting
Bowling for
fatter?
Columbine was a big one. Yeah,
then
that
he
was
did-
another big one. Yeah.
He had some
Yeah.
bangers back.
He's
in the
another.
day.
He's another crackpot.
And then what about the Super Size Me one? You ever watch that?
That's
I mean,
great.
that
That's
was great.
great.
That was great.
We
Super
put
Size
that
Me
on-
was great.
That we put that on our top 5 docs.
Yes.
Did we?
Yes.
Remember
yes,
we did it?
Yes.
And by the way, the beauty with the snake draft now, and we've said this before, we can now revisit all of this
Everyone.
stuff.
It's all
It
back.
changes everything. It just,
all
you know what?
back.
It was like an epiphany.
It
It's
was
just
great.
changed the whole show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty great. Now,
I've
sorry to
been-
get off on a dark note. Go ahead, Joseph.
Well, no, I was just gonna say I've been really relishing my one win that I've had in a long time. It's felt nice to be at the top again.
That was it. We knew it as it was happening. It was
We-
the breakfast. There was
We
there
did.
was no way that wasn't going to go down. So
Yeah.
good for you, Joseph. Good
I
for you.
studied for this week too, let me tell you.
Wow.
I mean, that should be every week. You should be ready to go there, Joey D.
Well, it was a good feeling. It was kind of euphoric.
Yeah, I mean,
was
yeah,
very
you,
nice.
you were ready to go on the last one, and look what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of the Burlington Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com. Whether you are in a funk in your life, you need somebody to talk to, somebody to help you get back on track, BetterHelp.com is the place to go. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/BDS today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/BDS for 10% off your first month. Go over to betterhelp.com, get everything back on track, and do it the right way. Talk to somebody today. Betterhelp.com.
I tell you, man, every morning I am waking up with a new ache or pain.
You're in bad
every-
shape.
Every
Not like
single
shape
day,
physically,
dude.
but
No, I know what
yeah,
you
I guess
mean.
it is physically.
I'm telling
Mikey,
you, man.
do you have those the what do you call it? Theraguns?
I do.
Do you
And I
use
don't
it?
use it enough. I don't use it enough. And every time I
That's
use
what
it, I'm
it's
like,
there
why
for.
do I know.
Tell you this, to see this guy at the Breezy Lounge, just even the way that he's sitting in that seat, you could just tell that it's
Not comfortable, Bob.
No, you don't. You look very,
not
very, and I don't know if it's the height.
you're a large specimen.
I just like it's a sad world, honestly. Like I honestly like this is like Andre the Giant. I really like the older I get, the more sympathy I have for a guy like Sean Bradley or like Andre the Giant.
Imagine Andre, they didn't have anything.
That's
to
what I
accommodate
mean.
him.
Like, and I think I have it bad, and then I have to sit back and I got to think like, you think you got it bad? Like, what about these poor guys that are like legitimately 7 feet tall, bro? Like,
the
they
tallest man
must
in the world was 8 feet tall.
You know what I watched
Giant.
recently?
8'9", Joe.
8'9".
Robert Pershing Wadlow.
I think
How
he
the
lived to like.
fuck-
I think he lived to 15.
8
How
foot
do
11
you-
inches tall, Bob.
How do you know that?
I don't know if he was
I was a big
8'9".
Guinness. I was a
Oh,
big
do you have the
Guinness,
book?
Guinness Book of World Records guy, Bob.
Did you have
No.
the book?
And we've talked about this, how sad the legacy of Guinness World Book of Records is becoming.
Yeah, I
said-
agree with that. I thought that
I
was
mean,
a really good
how
take.
many books a guy could flip in a minute on
Yeah,
a
he was
table?
eight-
That's not a fucking a world record. Tallest guy in the world, fattest guy in the world, longest toenails in the world, longest beard in the world. It's gotta be
Holy
something.
shit.
Yeah, that's Robert Pershing Wadlow. Look at him.
Oh,
let me ask
my
you this, Mikey.
God.
Now imagine the pain that guy must have woke up in every fucking morning, man.
See, to
Like-
me, it's not just the pain. To me, it's
The
the way that
inconvenience of
people look
life.
at you, the inconvenience
that's
of life,
another thing.
but even just the way that people look at you. You know what I mean? As if you're like a zoo animal.
Well, I would
especially-
imagine he had to parlay that into some kind of cash. Back then, there was still freak shows and stuff. I'm sure he was
Holy
able to.
shit.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Do people look at you a little funky, Mikey?
I
mean, now
you've been
you're
my
not-
company. You've been in my company numerous times. I don't know. Do you think people do? I don't know. I
Well,
don't notice. I don't
Well,
know.
That guy
I think people
special
put their
tailor.
eye on me sometimes, but I don't know if it's because I mean, I guess maybe because I'm very tall. I don't know.
Where did that guy sleep?
It's a good question. I mean, it's a
on
legitimate.
two twin beds stacked one on top of the other.
This
I'm
guy had to
gonna-
have a special tailor. That's insanity.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
totally, completely botch his name, but I was watching Victor Wembanyama doing a
Oh yeah,
workout.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
Also too with how frail he is, and I know they're
He
gonna
looks
try
like
and
an
beef
alien.
him up.
Looks like an alien.
You also do wonder how he's gonna be able to keep going for. You just think that his body is going to break down sooner than the average body would break. I mean, I almost feel like the guy has got like 5 years if you look at him. I mean, it's strange.
Dude, I'm 38. My body's totally falling apart.
You're not
Completely
38
falling
yet.
apart.
You're turning 38.
No, I turned 38.
Oh, that's right. We celebrated your
Yeah.
birthday.
Yes.
So
That
you-
was
You're
38.
38. Oh
Yeah,
my God. Dude,
Well,
I
so
think
are
about
you,
this all the
Joseph.
time. Well, not till June.
He's got
Yeah.
some time on 37.
You know what
Enjoy
the
it.
Italian-
Enjoy it.
You know what the Italians say? My dad will be like, "You're 38." I'm like, "I'm not 38 yet." You'll see, you're in your 38th year. That's what
That's
they
right.
say.
The
So
Italians,
technically,
the Italians are classic. The Italians are classic with putting the cart before the horse when it comes to death. That's a classic
You're always
Italian
one step
trait.
closer to
My
death.
mother, and I know you listen. I love you very much. She has said to me, I had to tell her the other day. I said, "You got to stop saying this, Ma.
Yeah.
You got to stop saying. You know, when I'm not here anymore, when I die,
My dad says he's
that
got like
is a
15 years.
classic
My dad's like 10
Italian
years.
piece of guilt. That is the most classic Italian piece of guilt there is. When I'm not here anymore, you're gonna be sorry when I'm gone. When I'm gone, I'm like, Mom, where are you going? Where are you going?
You know, the
You're
only
doing
person I
just
met
fine.
that
You're not in a wheelchair. You're not, God forbid, you're not, debilitated. You're completely fine.
the only non-Italian person I've heard who speaks as much about their death as Italian people is the Jet. The Jet talks
Yeah.
about his death all the time. He talks about he's gonna die like tomorrow.
Oh, by the
that's,
way,
I don't like to hear that, dude.
this guy came back
He's
to
got
my
to stop
place.
gambling, dog. He's gotta
Mikey,
stop gambling.
were you watching the
No,
Fade
but
Jet
I
stuff
mean-
on Twitter?
I mean, Bob, you post about the guy picks a loser every day. It's
I've never-
concerning. It's
Mikey,
concerning.
You think he would just ride
guy-
picks at this point?
And I try and get him to not. I try and tell him just to stop, to not bet. He has been.
Fade Jet's really good content, though. To be
It's
fair.
fantastic.
To be
It's
fair,
fantastic.
it's really good.
He can't win. He
Yeah, it's
just
wild.
he is one of the all-time. And me and Joe were talking about it this morning. He has this theory when he thinks he has the system figured out, where if a favorite goes down at halftime, he looks at what the original spread was and then will always pick them to come back, or some ridiculous theory where it's like
A lot of people like to second half bet a favorite that's down at half, though. Like that's a common approach to gambling, though. That is
But, no,
like
but he
something
thinks that the
that people
spread to
do.
start the game is the be all end all.
Yeah, no,
It's
no,
not. It's just a
no.
starting point.
I mean,
Yeah,
Mikey,
it's tough.
He
It's tough.
can hit a bet. He's one of the very
Did he
worst.
hit anything yesterday?
He was hitting the games that I gave. I actually had a great day yesterday. I was
I
doing
think.
really
By the way,
good.
I think Bob's back.
I do too.
Good, good.
I've been, you know what I think, not to say that it all won't crash and burn, because it probably will. I think your odds of betting, I think, are second half bets where you could see these March Madness games, where you could see how each team is playing for the first half. I feel so much more in control going into the second half bet. Again, I'll go over my
Yeah,
next
and
15.
You know, and that's funny that you say that, because always with the only subs, how I always was like, I really wish that I could do more live betting, posting about live bets, because college football live betting is like one of the areas where I really, really do well. But the issue with that is, like, you put out a live bet play, and if it hits, you're going to have 50-60% of the people that follow you say, I didn't see it. Where was that? Because picking live bet, I agree that live betting is a big moneymaker, and that's why a lot of offshore books will not give you many options in live betting, because that's a bet that the house usually doesn't do nearly as well on as a set game spread or a total. So that's why,
the line changes currently. So if you give it out and 2 minutes later somebody sees it, it's not the same.
Right.
You can't expect. It's very tricky as a handicapper like you are, Mikey, to give that out.
That's exactly right.
Unless if it's a second half, then that's
different because you have the halftime. That's a little different. But to live bet like
No, you can't.
inside a quarter, result of next drive, result, and like if you're really watching and pay attention, you could do some damage that way.
But you
Too
know
tough.
what's amazing though is and God, I love the man to death. I really do. He's blood to me. He thinks he has the system. Like he says things as if Vegas doesn't already know or aren't seeing what, as if they haven't factored in what his thoughts were. I know he's gonna hear this and
He's
he's
gonna
gonna
be
tell me,
pissed.
he's gonna be pissed. But
Yeah, he's gonna be.
I started cracking up yesterday looking at him. I said, "You are such a loser. Every game."
Oh,
No, he really is.
Man.
talk about a
Yeah.
harsh,
But
harsh reality.
we had a good laugh because I started cracking up about it, and then he finally broke. But every weekend he just comes over and just gets railed. So the fade jet movement is I tell people what he likes, and everybody was fading him all day long.
You know when he won? When he had that Grimaldi's pie. That was a winner.
When was that?
In Arizona?
Yesterday, Bob. You
Oh.
posted yesterday that you had Grimaldi's.
Oh, you're saying winning by eating the Grimaldi's?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a big win.
I got a big issue, by the way, too, that I do
Oh,
just
no.
want to say is the Grimaldi's was incredible.
Okay,
but
good.
I have such a lot of pizza places will just put, did we talk about this last week? They'll just put margarita on their menu.
No, we didn't talk about that.
Nobody really knows what actually is the difference between a margarita and then just regular cheese. And it's very confusing. So I did one margarita and then one cheese just to ensure that I was getting the right
cheese
Is
is
it much different?
The cheese is a traditional
Yeah.
pie. The
Yeah, it
cheese
should
is
be a traditional
pie.
like cheddar.
That's
and like,
fine.
yeah.
But what is they
Cheddar.
had it as traditional.
Not cheddar, but like a white. It's a different cheese, like the
mozzarella. It's just not a fresh. It's not a fresh mozzarella.
It's not buffalo mozzarella.
Yeah, right. It's just shredded mozz. It should be just shredded mozzarella. That's what it should be. But yeah, I prefer traditional over margarita. I think margarita pie, and I think we've talked about this. I think margarita pie is wildly overrated.
It's got basil on it too, right?
Well, I'm not gonna say. Maybe I shouldn't say it's wildly overrated. I'll say this. I prefer, if you're going to go with a football pizza or whatever, like a delivered pizza, not a bar pie, I think that traditional pie, regular pizza pie, is so much better than going with a margarita. I don't even think it's close. That's just my opinion. The margarita just does not do it for me.
When you're in Italy and you have a margarita, it's pretty special.
Again, that's different, though. That's different, Joe. I'm talking about sitting on my fucking couch ordering a pizza for football.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
I'm not sitting on the fucking banks of Tuscany.
I know. I'm just saying if you do it the right way, like it's botched over here.
Yeah, I think
people make it. I think there's places that do it right, but like, if you go to a restaurant and you're sitting there and you're going to go there specifically for Neapolitan style margarita pie, that's one thing. I'm just speaking to if you get a pizza delivered to your home, like a pizza pie. I just feel like traditional pie just hits so much harder than margarita ever will. That's just my opinion.
By the way, in regards to Grimaldi's, did you see we got tagged in it left and right? Did you see the Grimaldi's owner getting it carried out?
Yeah, you know what? We're not supporting him. We're having a good pizza.
No, well, yeah, but that's true. But I'll tell you this.
I tell you what, innocent until proven guilty, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But if there was a guy who looked like he was guilty,
man.
I mean, it does.
This guy looks like he might have been hanging out with P. Diddy on the side.
No.
He does. Diddy. I mean, when you watch him walking out and him in cuffs, it checks out. Now, I'm not saying he's guilty, and I'm always going to give Grimaldi's the benefit of the doubt.
Of course.
It definitely does look like Folks, we interrupt the Brilliantly Dumb Show to let you know that the Brilliantly Dumb Show is brought to you by the fine folks over at AG1. I'm telling you right now, Athletic Greens is the real deal. I take it every single morning. Every single morning, I'm suiting up with the one, the only Athletic Greens. It's just one scoop mixed in water once a day, every day. It makes me feel energized, helps your gut health, and does it all. Do the right thing. Knock down some AG1 today. You can't go wrong. If there's one product I had to recommend to elevate your health, it's AG1, and that's why I've partnered with them for so long. So if you want to take ownership of your health, start with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/dumb. That's drinkag1.com/dumb. You cannot go wrong. Start your day right. Take care of your health. Take ownership of your health with the fine folks over at AG1 Athletic Greens to the Moon. Let's head on into our buy or sell of the week. What did you see that you liked? What did you see that you did not like? Joey D, take it away.
I have a sell this week. I feel like I'm selling a lot. I want to buy stuff more, but
Nothing's
things-
doing it for you. That's the problem.
Well, no,
your
there's things that
standards are through the roof.
that's not true, Michael.
Okay.
There's just things that have been irking me lately, and this is another one. And I feel like the product, it's not made well enough that it needs to be stated. I'm selling the coffee sleeve. I'm telling you right now.
The what?
The coffee sleeve. You know, the
So
sleeve
what that goes over the cup? You're
Yes,
selling
and
that?
Here's
All
why
right. All right.
here's why I'm selling it.
I'm very curious about this.
Either nowadays they're making coffee hotter than they have ever made it before, or these sleeves are just insufficient. I literally was holding a cup of coffee with Ticket the other day before we got on the plane. I had to keep transferring from hand to hand the cup because even with the sleeve, it was burning my hands. And it happens all the time to the point where you got to double up on the sleeve.
No, I wish I had that problem. I wish I had that problem. I don't think coffee's being made hot enough.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you like
God,
a
Michael,
coffee.
it's burning your mouth the second
Yeah.
Well,
you
you
take a
drink it
sip.
black though, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something to do
It
with
burns your mouth the second you take a
Yeah.
sip. So maybe it's a two-pronged effect. The coffee's got to be a little bit less hot, but the sleeve, the essence of the sleeve is
Want to know the move? You want to know the move?
I double up now.
double the cup.
No, I double up the sleeve.
But Mikey, then
Double the
But no,
cup.
but some places will charge you if you get an extra cup.
Oh,
no, that's ludicrous.
ridiculous.
Only
You
Grimaldi's
say I need an
would do
extra
that.
cup. I need an extra cup.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying is that I think like even at the sip club, I got to do it. Every time I got to
Sip club.
double up on the sleeve because it still burns my hand. You're
Oh,
making
Joe.
something it'd be like putting on gloves to go outside to prevent your hands from freezing, and then you got to put on another pair of gloves.
Sip
The
club
gloves should.
Sip Club is such a good deal. They got to cut corners somewhere.
Joe,
The cotton holes on the
I
sleeve.
will actually
The
tell you.
insulation ain't there.
In
They
all
got to save
honesty-
a buck.
I'm telling you, it happens all the time, Mikey. The sleeve should be stronger. It'd be like using a condom and then it's not working. You got to double up on the condom. The whole idea is the sleeve is to prevent your hand from getting burnt. And it's not
If
working.
the sleeve doesn't fit,
No, I stopped by Panera Bread actually for a coffee today.
did
You
you
got
join
one?
the Sip Club?
It's a really good cup of coffee.
Did you
So
join
They
the
got
Sip Club?
variations too.
I didn't- I didn't.
Which
Are you
roast did
you
just-
running like tryouts?
I
Perhaps
did.
you'll join the Sip Club.
No, you know what? You know what made me sad was just going in there, just knowing the coffee was great. I got the hazelnut. Panera
Oh,
makes
that's
me
a good
sad
roast.
just
You
to
know
know
what?
that they're on their way out.
I think we should have a coffee combine.
I'd love a coffee combine.
A coffee
How
combine.
does that work?
I think when we're together next, so that'll be Talladega. Perhaps we go to the big chains. We go to a Starbucks. We go to a 7-Eleven.
rate
we go
them
to
all?
Wawa. We go to Panera. And we go to Dunkin'.
That's good
we
content,
We run
Michael.
a coffee combine. We do a blind taste test coffee combine.
Joey, do you take it away?
My only problem with that is by the 5th cup of coffee, you're going to be sick of it.
How
So,
it's going.
No. You take a sip. You're not drinking the whole coffee. You take a sip.
I'll
Take a sip.
stand on the throne right now. The hazelnut roast at Panera, just the plain coffee. I'm not talking espresso or anything. That
That's
shit,
fine.
that'll stand up to
That's
any
fine.
other big chain.
It was very good, Joe. It was very
And you
good.
know what, Bobby? You know what you need to try the next time? They got the light roast. So you do like like a half cup or a 3/4 cup light roast, and then you just dabble with the little top up of the hazelnut. Oh, sensational.
It made
I'm
me
telling
sad,
you, man,
though.
coffee combine.
Because I really do. I do think that Panera might be on their way out, though, Joe.
No, don't say that, Bob.
I really do.
I'm gonna do everything I can to keep these guys going.
You are. I mean, look, you're giving them a lot.
The
Yeah,
Sip Club
I
ain't
mean,
gonna help them.
Well,
Sip
the
Club
Sip
actually
Club-
Going in
probably
there and just
won't.
buying
Yeah.
a new cup every day.
I
it's
think
bringing
the
new
Money on
people
the Sip
in.
Club.
I
Well,
think
no,
the
a
Sip
lot of
Club-
people, the idea is you go in for a coffee. Most people don't have the resolve to walk out without getting something else.
Well, you have that resolve.
Lately, I have.
Yeah, but you got people like yourself who are abusing the system of the Sip Club. You're going in multiple times. You're getting multiple cups of
No, it's like a
there's gotta
gym
be-
membership. I'm using what they're giving me.
Right, but I think they're expecting you at the Sip Club. I think they're expecting you to get a couple breakfast items with the coffee that you're
If
not
it
getting.
means keeping Panera in business, I'll start getting some extra items.
He'll grab a scone or something like that. That's
With
not
sauce?
beyond Joseph.
Mikey, I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
this
there
right
go.
now. I could see a day where Joey D tells us that he has been sponsored by Panera. Not
swear
like
to
as if
God, I'm
it had
not.
already been happening. It's a weird, it's a weird
It's a very
dynamic.
niche. It's a very niche.
It really is.
yeah.
It
You
really
know, when
is.
I'm passionate about something, I'll just speak
Oh,
my mind
bullshit.
about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
motion. By the
Yeah,
way,
coffee combine is on, by the way.
I
I'm
just
gonna
want to say,
I'm gonna bring the Kuiper wig and I'll do the Kuiper as we're doing the show.
that'd be great. That'd be great. We're due for some sort of challenge or something along those.
By the way, I got Rex flying in for restaurants while we're there. I got some good Rex.
Oh,
flying in.
Talladega. That would
Sure.
be. By the
Yeah.
way, Perez was saying
Oh.
that Talladega is even a stranger place than Daytona in the sense
I don't
of the
know.
characters.
I
that you-
was told by my buddy who is an avid NASCAR fan that Talladega is like Daytona on steroids. That was how it was described.
Apparently, the
to me.
cars are so fast. It's like it's.
They put a restrictor plate on the cars.
forget about the cars. I'm talking about the people, that attend the fence. Now we got robbed of our.
We
time
didn't
in
really
Daytona.
see much at
We
Daytona.
did.
But Joe,
We're gonna see it in Talladega.
when
Perez
we
at
went,
Daytona is like Paris compared to Talladega.
when we went to those merch trucks, I saw everything that I needed to know just by going into the. We love NASCAR, by the way. Big NASCAR.
Love
fan.
NASCAR.
Love NASCAR. We do, and we're excited. But I got to
Very
see that.
excited.
I can't imagine a world where I'm more out of place than I was in Daytona, Florida, just for that brief time that we were there. We got
Well,
robbed.
I mean, you made us wear fucking pit jackets to a fucking 5-star steakhouse. So yeah,
It was
yeah,
con-
we're
it was
gonna feel
It was a
contemplated.
wonderful dinner.
It's a great dinner.
yeah, it was a good.
It's a great dinner. I honestly think if there's a Ruth Chris in Talladega, I think
So
we
no
gotta hit
Ruth
it out of
Chris, but
respect.
there's a Fleming's apparently and a Perry's.
Fleming's
and
pretty good.
Perry's
Fleming's can play.
Perry's is very good from what I've heard. Perry's.
We owe ourselves another steak dinner.
We do.
Yeah.
We definitely do. The best seafood tower we've ever seen. I will say, by the way, just in regards to the weekend that just took place, great weekend, a lot of fun. Vibes at Carbone, I think, were off the charts. I think
They were.
everybody had their A game. Me and Joe kind of spoiled it with our lunch. We did have a big lunch.
Oh, we ruined it. Went to
yeah.
some shitty pub that we shouldn't have been, and they charge us $270, Mikey, to sit there for 3 hours.
What?
Because there was March Madness going on, and
It
you know,
went
Shane-
towards our.
There was
it went,
there was a cover charge or what?
it
Yeah.
went towards our bill. We had to pay that, so we just started ordering tons of food to make up the cost, and the
Yeah,
food
and I
was
mean,
not
we-
great, and it
I mean,
banged
we
us.
ordered a ton of food at Carbone, like a ton of food.
it didn't hit the way I wanted it to hit. The vibes in there, everything were
Yeah.
great. It just, the food didn't hit the way that I wanted it to hit. And partially, I think we
I think
spoiled it,
yeah.
spoiled it through lunch. I really do. Now, I will say
That's-
that, go ahead.
No, finish off, and then I'll add to what I was gonna say.
I am not just doing this out of a bias side. I still think Carbone's really good. The vibes were immaculate. They were so good to us. If you gave me Rayo's and Carbone food wise, I don't
Rayo's
think.
Harlem.
Well, yeah, Rayo's Harlem. But the thing is, though, Mikey, honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. The thing with Rayo's Harlem is the vibes are so good because you can't get in there. It's so exclusive that it makes it amazing. The food, pound for pound, is actually pretty similar to the one in Hollywood. It's not that big of a difference.
I think it's pretty similar. I will say objectively, it's very similar. I think I've been to Carbone many times. I would take it over Rayo's personally, but that's me. Everybody's different. I will say this is that like I will now the next time we know we're going for a big dinner, I may have breakfast and then nothing else.
I know.
That's
And you know what?
It's just
the
you know
point.
because you know there's going to be such an
Next
overload
time you guys are in and Cougs made the recommendation. It was silly of me not to mention it. His wife works at this place, Augustino's in Hoboken, which is frequented by, there's only like 9 tables in the place. It is off the charts. It's our kind of place. It's old school. Shout out Augustino's. This place, for anyone who's eaten there, you could fire in the comments if you're from that area. You know as well as I do that food does not miss. That will be the next destination when we're back in that area.
Will we be able to get in?
Yeah, because I know Cougs' wife works there. Yes.
Okay, but I mean, it makes it sound very, very exclusive.
It is. It's tough to get. It's an 8-9 table place. It's tough to get in.
I kind of like that.
It was not fair to Carbone to do what we did with that lunch. It was just unnecessary amount of food for lunch. And again, Carbone was still fine, but it didn't hit the way that it could have. Vibes I thought were tremendous. Teddy Ballgame made the trip. Everybody was enjoying himself. Doesn't matter where you are, what time it is. If you say, "Hey Teddy, we're here. You want to come by?"
He's a rider.
He really is one of the ultimate riders. Mikey V. Buy or sell? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell this. It came out today. NFL's banning hip drop tackles. This league is just they just keep finding ways to slow the game down. Today they made 2 big rule changes. Now you could get a 3rd challenge if you just get one of your challenges right. It used to be you had to nail both challenges, you get the 3rd challenge. Now all you got to do is nail one, you get the 3rd challenge. The hip drop tackle, 15 yards, automatic first down. It just seems to me like they just want all offense, no defense, which we knew already. They want points. They want the quarterbacks to light it up, nobody to touch the quarterbacks. Fine. But the game is just going to move at a snail's pace. The hip drop tackle itself is going to be so subject to what the referee interprets as a hip drop tackle because it's such a weird kind of a play. It's not concrete like a face mask or a horse collar tackle. It's not like that. So I just don't understand why the NFL, like, they're changing these rules. Like, I just think there's other areas they can improve. I'm selling the hip drop, these new NFL rules, the hip drop tackle in particular. I think it's terrible. I think it's just terrible.
Well, they saw Mark Andrews go down like that. They're trying to protect the guys.
I get it, but my God, dude.
It is hard to be on defense in the NFL, man. It's especially the cornerbacks. We've talked about it before. Cornerback is the hardest position, I think, in all of sports.
But I think quarterback's the toughest because you don't even see good. There's like 5 really good quarterbacks in the whole world. Like, I'm talking next level great quarterbacks. But I would say under that, Bob, you're 100% right. I say corner is the hardest position to play.
Joey, let me ask you something. If you were to be a professional athlete, what do you think you have the best shot at being good in?
Goalie, no?
I would think so.
Not anymore. I'm wildly out of shape. Like if I just picked a position, I mean, I think a punter's got it pretty good.
Yeah, but you think that you could kick, but that you could go into that you can go into now and be successful or somewhat successful.
Just walk into something?
That if you had to go into any sport and pick something, I'm going to ask Mikey, and Mikey's going to say something like middle linebacker, and it's going to be the most absurd thing of all time. What do you think it is?
What about like a designated hitter?
Hitting a baseball is the toughest thing you do in all sports.
But you barely get called into the game.
No, Joe, you're in the you're in the line. Yeah, you're in the lineup the entire time.
You don't have to play the field, but you got to hit.
Always.
And by the way, playing the field.
You're thinking of a pinch hitter. Do you want to be a professional pinch hitter?
Well, they only come in the game sometimes once every, barely come in. And if they strike out, they strike out.
Sure.
Mikey V, what would you be?
Tight end.
Pinch hitters. Tight end.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to say something.
You would last a fucking half a season. That's tight end.
Well, not now. I mean,
we got a broken body.
Yeah, it's broken.
You got a broken body.
But I
think you'd be a good walking tight end.
If I was like healed and I was like in the state of like my 26, 25-year-old self, sure. tight end.
I think you'd be a good blocking tight end.
No, I got hands, dude. I catch the ball. I got soft fucking hands,
Wait,
bro.
you think how many catches do you think? I think we went through this before, but do you think you'd have over or under 2 catches a game?
A game like averaging? That's tough. I mean, tight ends. I mean, the best tight ends. I mean, I don't even think average, 5 catches a game. So
Kelsey gets like 8 catches a game.
Kelsey's the
one of the
greatest
best
tight end of all
end-
time,
Yeah,
arguably.
that's
Joe.
not a good example there, Joe.
Yeah, I would
Okay,
say
but I'm
no.
saying-
Yeah, I would say right around 2. I think it's fair. But red zone, I'd be a nightmare matchup in the red zone. Nightmare matchup.
What a fucking
It's a nightmare
sicko.
matchup, Bob. All right, Bob,
Um,
your turn. Go ahead.
Could you go up? Could you go up and catch a high pass?
I'll go up.
Man,
Catch radius is off the charts.
I would say something in the bullpen, but I would get lit up, so I can't even
That's
say
such
like
a
a middle.
pressure position.
Very
I
much
mean,
so.
I would
That's
just,
the hardest position. You got to come in and people expect you to close out games.
I could see Bob coming in like the 8th inning as like the setup for the closer, and like they start blasting like Neil Diamond,
Billy Joel.
Money talks. They can sing and dance, and they can walk.
He just comes out and he starts.
He throws the ball like the guy from Rookie of the Year, Chet Stedman.
Oh yeah. Don't call me Rocket anymore.
I'm a hard sell. I am selling. I think I've just this franchise is just so lost. And out of all the fast food places, they have consistently come out with horrible idea after horrible idea. It is KFC.
What do they do
Coming-
now? You sold them already.
Oh,
Coming out with the
that thing on Twitter.
chicken
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah,
It is one
Oh,
of
the
the
pizza.
most- Yeah. It looks absolutely. Now that's something we should send your way, Mikey. We've kind of just had this thing where we always. I
Oh,
would
that
love.
looks like the worst fucking thing you could ever fucking put in your mouth. Mike, we should send you one of those. It's great for you. Oh, it looks like fucking poison. Yeah,
I will
Oh
say
my
their
God.
double down was innovative.
Innovative, Joe. It looked absolutely ridiculous.
Well, the chicken was the bun. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you got just grease all over your hand. There's no logical way to eat. Well, by the way, what was in the middle of that chicken thing?
More
I don't
chicken.
even. What was in the middle of that?
I
What
couldn't
was
even
in
tell
the
you.
middle of that.
I couldn't even tell
I don't
you.
know. Was it another piece of? It couldn't have been another piece.
I think it
of
was a double.
chicken.
No, the one that they did have was 2 donuts with the chicken inside of it.
Yeah, dude.
It's
yeah.
I can't believe
Here it is. Here
that
it
this
is.
is getting
Double
approved.
down is a sandwich offered by Kentucky Fried Chicken. It has 2 pieces of fried chicken fillet as opposed to bread containing bacon, cheese, and a sauce.
Right, it's just bacon and cheese in the middle. Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
You gotta be a fat bastard to eat that, bro. I'm sorry. Like you really gotta be like
my.
now listen, I would eat it. I would eat it. There's no question that I would eat it. But like, I just get concerned.
I heard it was pretty good.
There's people out there that really like eat that like on a daily basis, which is concerning. That's very concerning.
No buns, all meats.
Oh, and the donut one. I mean, I can't believe that this is getting approved. That out of all the people that they got to go through, that this gets it's amazing to me.
I will say, Bob, of all the fast food
Colonel
chains,
green light.
all the fast food chains, no one's doing pizza, man. No one is touching pizza. McDonald's used to have a phenomenal pizza. They got
Did
rid of
they
it.
know what?
really?
Yeah,
They
it was
shouldn't touch it.
sensational. McDonald's had a great pizza back in the day. It was a pan pizza, and it was awesome. And
Really?
they
See
got
that?
and it's really
But like
childhood memories,
to
man.
me, Domino's, Pizza Hut, like those kind of places, Papa John's, like those are fast food pizza places, in my opinion. Like those are a variation of a fast food, but their specialty is pizza. Like that's not.
yeah. They
a
called
pizza-
it the Mc.
I wouldn't refer to Domino's as a pizzeria. I'd refer to it as a
Stuart,
fast food pizza place.
I don't think you could really do it fast. Like if you're in a drive-through, how fast could you possibly get the pizza out there?
I don't. The way they
I- the-
sling those fucking things, I don't know.
The-
I don't
the
know
Mc-
how they're made. I don't want to know how they're made. I don't know. I
The
don't know.
Mc- the
Answer.
Look at
McDonald's-
this McDonald's pizza was shockingly good.
See, I'll tell you, I could get behind that.
I would
be
love
very-
people in the
Ah,
comments
Yeah.
to
Come
share that.
on.
As a child, the pan pizza from McDonald's was good.
Yeah.
I was devastated when they got rid of it.
I don't think I was around for that.
No, I don't. It was
Okay,
early
here-
90s,
here-
Bob.
Here's what I'll say about that. Is like, if you're telling me that you are in the mood to
No,
have
that's
something
not it,
like that,
Joe. That
Yeah,
looks
it
pretty
is.
fucking good.
It
If
was
you're-
great.
if you're in the mood to have a specific pizza, like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut or something like that, but like you're not gonna tell me that like I'm in the mood for pizza and that's the route I'm gonna go.
No, but that's the same thing
I'm just saying
with
no
anything
one's
from
doing it.
fast food. Anything's the same.
Oh,
like
I
that. Depends
I
on-
disagree with that. Bob.
Wendy's
I
doesn't
mean,
do pizza. Burger
Yeah.
King doesn't do pizza. McDonald's doesn't do pizza.
No, I know that.
None of those chains do pizza. There's a
But I'm
market
saying, like,
to do. If you
I
have
guess- no, I
kids,
guess Bob's right.
especially, why not add a pizza?
Because I guess if
Ah.
you're saying to yourself, like, I'm in the mood for a great burger, like you wouldn't just be like, all right, I'm gonna go to a McDonald's, would you?
I'm saying there's.
You'd want to go to like a bar grill type of place that makes like a real burger.
I'm saying if you're going to a fast food spot and they got a pizza, like you could incorporate like a hot and ready in a McDonald's. It would,
guess,
it
but
would,
I
it
mean,
would
I don't
crush.
Mikey,
It would
you-
crush.
You've said that McDonald's kind of rested on their laurels with what they have. Maybe that's the move for them. Is
Could be
is
the
to get-
answer.
McDonald's, if you're listening,
By the way, we visited Cousin's Maine Lobster a couple weeks ago that we
It was
didn't address.
awesome.
It was
How was that?
terrific. It was really good.
oh, so good, Mikey.
Not
was
going to
really-
Maine anytime soon, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. All right, fellas, it might be that time. A little bit
Yeah,
shorter
it's
of
a
a podcast here today. But it is time. This week for our top 5 snake draft, we are going to be doing top 5 sports movies. Joey D with a big time dub last week. Wasn't even remotely close. So Joey D, you are gonna go ahead and decide where you want to be in the draft. Then Mikey, I think I came in second.
Yeah, Bob came second.
Yeah, you did.
I think I came in second, and then Mikey. So Joey D, where in the snake draft order would you like to go today?
This has been tough. I've been thinking about this throughout the day, what I wanted to do. Because I felt like last week had a distinct advantage coming in the third
This-
spot. But I'm going to go first,
Okay.
which means Michael will go second, and Bob, you
Okay.
will have the third and then the fourth pick, then coming it back up.
Interesting.
And the
Very,
reason
very-
I've looked at the movies, I've assessed the movies, top 5 sports movies. There's a lot of good ones. But I feel like the movie that I'm going to pick is a no-brainer top 5 to the point where I think it gives me an advantage having it in my list. So I'm going to go with my first pick overall. I'm going to take Remember the Titans.
I should have known. I mean, I should have. Who am I? I should have known. That
I
is my
just
number
think
one.
it's such a good movie, such great acting, so memorable. I think no one will ever question it being a top 5 movie. So I'm going to take Remember the Titans, and then I'm just going to hope to God that I get something decent coming on the way back.
Okay, I'm going to take a movie which I think is I my list is like I want to pick really good movies also. And this movie to me is an excellent movie, period. And it just happens to be a sports movie, but it's a great movie. Rocky. Give me Rocky, original.
Rocky 1.
Now
Rocky.
that
That's
I
correct.
was going to bring
Rocky
up is
1.
do you have to
You can give
now?
a sequel. You can give
You
a
could
sequel
do
if you want.
you
So-
could do another one. Yeah.
Rocky 1 is the benchmark.
yeah,
of
it's
Rocky
pretty
movies. I mean,
spectacular.
Rocky 1.
So can
Although
we
Rocky
can now
4 is very good.
we can come back with another Rocky though,
You
correct?
could, should you want to, sure.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Give me the Sandlot.
Oh, that's a great pick, Bob.
I'm gonna
That's a
take the
very good pick.
Sandlot, and then I'm gonna back that up with Miracle. So give me
I
the
knew
Sandlot
that's 2 good picks, Bob.
and give me Miracle. I think it's a hot start. I like that start a lot.
That's a really good start.
Go ahead and mark me down for
This stuff's scary, man. mean, there's a lot of pride in the top fives now.
There is a lot of pride. Give me Happy Gilmore.
That's a good one too. All right, I got a couple picks here that I thought would have been off the board.
Great pick, Michael.
I'm gonna go. Damn, man, I thought that some of these other ones were gonna get taken, and now I'm scrambling here. All right, I am gonna go with my next pick. I'm gonna go Friday Night Lights.
Great pick. Fuck.
And then on the way back, I don't know if how this is gonna do, but to me, it's one of the best ever. I'm gonna go Field of Dreams.
Mm.
Give me
Okay.
Give me Major League.
And now do I have two coming my
You
way
have
now?
two now, Bob.
Yes, you do.
Go
This
ahead.
This is huge,
All right.
man.
I'm going to take whatever wow, this is great. This is fun. Snake drafts are fun.
Yeah,
Um,
it changes the whole dynamic.
I'm gonna take the Rocky movie First Drago, which I believe was
Rocky
was that-
Four.
Four.
Was that
Rocky
Rocky
four?
Four. That's a good one, Bob. Bob's
So
got a
get-
great list going.
Give me that. Yeah, I feel good about this.
This is another pick now.
Yeah, I think I got my next pick. I'm gonna go with give me Rudy. I'm gonna
Rudy's
go with
really good,
Rudy
too.
there.
Go ahead and give me Caddyshack.
I hated
Okay.
that movie.
You hated Caddyshack?
No, I shouldn't even say that I hated it, but I didn't last long. It was too it was it was so
It's too
like
old.
yeah,
old for you?
yeah.
I'm gonna go with Coach Carter.
Fuck.
And then this is my last pick. This
It
is
is.
my last pick. Oh my God, there's two that are really close here. Oh man. This is the make or break it here. This is the make or break it here. Because if I have one bad pick, I'm done. All right, I know what I'm gonna go with for my last pick, and this is a make or break it. I'm going with Rookie of the Year for my last pick.
Okay, Michael. That brings it on over to you, big dog.
Yeah, it's a toss up between two for me right here. Man, a lot of the stuff I wanted stayed on the board. I was surprised.
I know, same.
It's really, this is a toss up between the two. Man, oh man. I'm gonna go. It's a football movie, and it was a toss up, but I'm gonna go with Any Given Sunday.
That's a good one
Okay.
too.
I
Bobby,
got my five. I'm going Moneyball.
that was the other one I was thinking about. That's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Tell you why, I think this is gonna be very close. I think this is gonna be very, very close.
By the way, some of the movies, Mighty Ducks never got mentioned. Jerry Maguire,
Mighty Ducks, Raging Bull,
Space Jam,
Hoosiers, Space Jam,
Creed, Hoosiers,
Bull Durham,
Karate
White
Kid.
Man Can't Jump, Varsity Blues.
We Are Marshall.
You know what? By the way, you know what's an amazing movie that probably wouldn't play well with people as far as the list goes, but it is underrated. One of the best sports movies I've ever seen is Warrior with Tom Hardy.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I ever watched
Yeah, I've
that.
seen it.
Oh my God, I absolutely loved that.
You know what I love, Mikey? And I think that you would like this is Mickey Rourke, the wrestler.
Yeah, I've seen it, bro. Great movie.
Bob, have you ever watched
great
that movie?
Randy the
No.
Ram.
No.
Bob, you never
Damn,
watched
Jam.
that movie?
Yeah,
That
Bob, it's
movie
good.
is
Marissa Tomei too.
unbelievable. Oh, Bob, do me a favor and try to watch. I think you'll get through it. It's
Marissa
really,
Tomei,
really,
dog.
really good, man.
And you know what I want you to do, Joe? I want you to watch this Nickelodeon doc.
I'll watch it, I promise.
I want you to watch this Nickelodeon doc.
Good to know you
because
want me to be traumatized.
it is.
All
So,
right.
Mikey, why don't you read off what everybody has here?
Joe's got Remember the Titans, Friday Night Lights, Field of Dreams, Coach Carter, Rookie of the Year. I think it's a good list. Bob, you got Sandlot, Miracle, Rocky IV, Rudy, and Moneyball.
That's really good too.
I have Rocky 1, Happy Gilmore, Major League, Caddyshack, and Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
I think all the lists are good.
I think it's going to be the closest that we've had.
I think it's
gonna be the closest one we've had.
very
Subjective. Movie
yeah,
lists
it's
always
very
are.
subjective.
Movie lists
Like
always are.
someone like me, you watch Rookie of the Year and it's like nostalgic, and some people will
I
love
love
it.
Rookie of the Year.
But then
I
some
love
people will
Rookie
be
of the
like,
Year.
that's a terrible movie. You know what I'm saying? Like the same
But
thing
I'm
with
going to say the same
Caddyshack.
thing for like, Caddyshack. Major League is another one that's like a cult movie. Like people are,
I feel
you're
like
either
this
obsessed
list,
with it or you're not.
people are going to be very biased and very like what they like a lot. So I'm interested. I think this is probably our closest list to date.
Yeah.
We needed it because last week was, I mean, last week.
Last week was a
was
blowout.
Probably the
Blowout.
biggest blowout that we've had. So very, very interesting. Oh, real quick, Joe, you might have sold this before. Just the last thought that I have here as we get ready to close down. I did get the new iPhone. The fact that you can't
The
connect.
charger.
It is really one
But
of
don't
the.
they give you the new charger with the phone?
No.
They
no.
don't
Oh,
even.
yeah.
First off,
No.
it's a new
They don't tell
wire,
you.
so
They don't tell you either.
They don't even give you the charger. Like they only give you
The
the
cords.
wire. Yeah, and then you have to go and you have to buy.
I think it's like $20 or something like that.
It-
25 bucks.
Because it's
really-
a USB-C to USB-C, so you don't have a USB-C block more than likely.
Yeah,
You're
and
using the.
Can I tell you something though, Bob?
USB.
go ahead.
That thing's a supercharger.
Yo,
that
it
thing will
is.
that
Yo,
thing will
it
charge your
is.
phone so fast to the point
It's
where
insane.
you
It's
don't even
insane.
worry about it after you like. I was like you, what was pissed when I first had to buy in the store. When I used it, I was like, you know what, this thing, your phone will be charged from like 0 to 30 in like 15 to 20
Yes.
minutes.
That's
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's a lifesaver.
USB-C is goated, bro.
I got to charge
Oh,
it.
it's a
Unreal.
game changer, Bob.
I got to
unreal.
charge it now, so I'm looking forward to
15,
charging
20
up.
minutes, you'll be at over 25%.
You know, another thing that I got is I got the back to the phone. Like I got the double charger.
Oh yeah, but you gotta charge
Oh, a
that
charging
battery
case
pack.
or
Yeah.
the pack?
The battery pack.
The
you gotta
magnetic
charge it.
pack?
Yeah, I got the. 'cause
Yeah, I
always
got the
tell
magnetic
people-
pack. Doesn't work that great. It doesn't charge nearly like a cord does. It does not.
So do you like using it though?
Here's the thing:
It's a
if you're on-
lifesaver.
if you're on the phone while you use the magnetic battery pack and you're actively on the phone, it's just going to keep you exactly where you are. You're not getting any juice. It's just not going to drop you. You'll stay where you are. If you
Oh.
leave it alone, it'll charge it.
But that's okay.
Is it though?
Nah,
I
it's
mean,
not.
the other part, Bob, is if you're not on top of it and if you're not charging the battery pack, then you might as well call it quits because that thing, it's not going to give you any juice.
Just
You
keep
gotta have
that
thing-
USB-C to USB-C cord with a block, and you'll
Oh,
never like it. Just Joe's right; it charges so fast. It's insane.
Yeah,
My
you know
phone
what?
lasts the whole day. Now, the problem with the iPhones is that the old ones, they make it so that like over time,
Oh well,
the
just wait.
battery just-
in a year, your battery's going to be dog shit.
but right
This-
now, Bob, you got the optimal phone, the optimal charger. You cannot do any better. You're gonna be really happy with where you stand.
It wasn't even the block that you had to buy that really bothered me. It's just the fact now that the wire that the everyday iPhone, like I can't go plug into anybody's thing. I gotta have this specific charger, which to me, that's the killer. But you
Makes
know,
sense.
that's neither here nor there. Now here's the deal, fellas. Any and all eyes are on Talladega right now. I think it's going to be absolutely spectacular. As you may or may not know, we are absolutely NASCAR people and we're looking forward to that. So good quality stuff coming up on the docket. Fellas, that does it. Another edition here at the Brilliantly Dumb Show. I love you. I appreciate you. And we will see you next time, boys. Take care.